Welcome back to Next on Steam, your weekly look at upcoming Steam releases. I've got 3 standout games arriving in early April: a skill-based fantasy roguelike, a unique platforming adventure, and a gory co-op hack and slash. Plus, one more to keep on your radar. Let's dive in.
King prepared a grand ball, and the necklace that would name her a princess waited for its place around her neck. But the moment the crown touched her hair, her blade pierced the king's heart.
First up, Cinderia. Launching on Steam April 4th, 2026 from Emberforge Studios. This is a dark fantasy action roguelike where you push through a series of combat rooms, each one filled with enemies, traps, and escalating fights. But here's where it gets interesting. In my demo run, after clearing the first room, I was given a choice between 3 perks. Each one changed how my build would play. I chose one that added poison to my attacks, and immediately the pacing of combat shifted. Fights became more about positioning, letting damage tick, and choosing when to engage. That's really the core of Cinderia. It's not just fast, it's reactive. Each run evolves based on the choices you make. Visually, it leans into that dark, fire-scarred world, with strong effects and impactful hits. But what really carries it is how responsive everything feels. If you're into skill-based combat with roguelike progression, this is one to keep an eye on. Next, Darwin's Paradox, launching on Steam April 2nd, 2026, developed by ZDT Studio and published by KONAMI. In this platforming adventure, you play as an intelligent octopus trapped in a hazardous industrial complex, navigating puzzles, stealth sequences, and environmental hazards to find your way home while uncovering the facility's mysteries. What makes this one stand out is how the octopus's movement is central to the gameplay. In my playthrough, maneuvering through tight spaces, climbing and slipping around hazards, and using that flexible movement to solve environmental challenges immediately drew me in. The combination of platforming, puzzle solving, and stealth makes each area feel fresh and rewarding. With clean visuals and an instantly recognizable character, Darwin's Paradox has a unique charm that's likely to stick with players.
This damn truck loaded already. Boss needs his power juice.
Are your hands out of commission? Grab a crate, you fucking self.
Finally, Cursed Blood, set to release in early access on Steam April 2nd, 2026, developed by Marquardt Studios. This is a dark, co-op hack and slash that leans into deliberate, punishing combat. What stands out is how weighty and fast the combat feels. Attacks commit you, enemies hit hard, and positioning is everything. For instance, in my playthrough, I picked up a perk that gave me 10% more damage, but in exchange, I got a random curse. Moments like that kept me constantly adapting. You're not just mashing buttons here. Reading enemy patterns, dodging at the right time, and making every strike count is what carries you forward. Oh, by the way, did I mention the game is pretty gory, but in a good way? The presentation matches the tone, grim, grounded, and intense, perfectly complementing the gameplay loop. If you enjoy punishing combat and evolving challenges, Cursed Blood is definitely one to watch.
You'll drown in the filth before you see the light again.
Now, we usually end it here, but I wanted to give a shout out to a game that didn't make the final cut. One I'd like to keep on my radar. Spark Ignites, launching April 1st, 2026, from Ignicorvus Studios. This RPG emphasizes character progression, build customization, and story-driven choices. The visuals remind me a bit of Octopath Traveler, and the story you can play in the demo isn't half bad. It's still early, but the foundation is strong. If you like RPGs where your choices shape your gameplay over time, This one's worth keeping an eye on. And that's your early April showcase for Next on Steam. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any future weekly showcases. If any of these titles caught your eye, check them out, wishlist them, or dive into a demo if it's available. And remember, if you're stuck on a boss in Cinderia, or dodging hazards in Darwin's Paradox, just don't try to slice enemies in half like in Cursed Blood. Unless you like a little chaos in your life. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week for more games next on Steam.